We're live.
We're live.
What's up?
Hello.
Good evening, guys.
What's up?
We're back.
Today, Kyle Sockwell's in the house. Kyle, what is up, brother?
Not a lot. Just trying to keep track of everything that's going on swimming wise. It's that season.
It is that season. If you don't follow Kyle on Twitter.
I'm trying to keep up with all these tweets.
Yes.
Yeah, my thumbs are tired. We're one day in.
I've been hammering it.
Trying.
It's been an exciting 2 nights already.
Yeah,
relay night.
I mean, it's insane. It's conference. I mean,
it's
it
feels
like NCAA's already. Yeah,
I know
it does. They're swimming at that level, aren't they? Golly,
insane.
Hell.
Well, we'll get into that. Let's not jump ahead yet. Hello, everybody that's coming in. Sonny's here. Kira Toussaint, she is stuck in traffic, but she's going to be here soon. We're going to talk a little bit about the Dutch Swimming Federation and their letter to, I guess, their swimmers. And FINA responded today, which was actually kind of different. We're not really used to that. They got all new head people too. So that the attorney came out very quickly and said, no, we already tried this. We got in trouble last year for trying to prevent these people from trying to make money. So we're not on that side. But anyways, I digress. Brett, you were just in Florida for sectionals, Orlando sectionals meet. You got to hang out with our boy Bruno for about 10 days, training him up. How was it?
I'm doing a little bit of like what Sonny's doing right now out with Chad Leclos out there in South Africa. And we'll get an update from you in a second here. Sonny, I want to hear how it's going. I've seen all the videos, which is cool. My 10-day stint with Bruno was awesome. I hadn't been on the deck with him in probably a couple of years, really, at that level, going down there and hanging out with him. And then we went to a meet in Orlando, kind of in the middle of that. So we had a really good week of training, and we pushed. Like, we wanted to make some gains last week in the pool and in the gym. He was working hard. Thursday afternoon, he ripped a gym set, and I put some of that up on the internet. I mean, this guy lifts like a madman. Just puts trucks over his head, and so he's not afraid. And then he transfers that into the pool, does a lot of speed, a lot of good technical work. So we're trying to make gains. But then we went to Orlando on the weekend and tested ourselves against pretty much like an Olympic final. You had Dressel there, the Olympic gold medalist. You had Michael Andrew, who, by the way, is just a superb human being. I don't care what anybody says about that man. I love him to death. He's awesome. All the time in the world for him and his family. I got to spend some time with his dad and his mom. And listen, I don't care what anyone says. I like the kid. And so we got to swim and we got to race. And Michael himself was kind of doing this 400 IM type training and racing, doing a lot of back-to-back racing. So he wasn't really a factor in the 50. Caleb is doing a lot of training from what I'm hearing. And even just speaking to him personally, he's loving the group that he's in now. Obviously, it's a much bigger group. And Ledecky was there racing. We saw her race out of her brain as well. But Caleb's just a racer, man. I love the fact that he comes across as one of the nicest guys, and it's absolutely genuine. He's a good person from a good family. But I got to tell you this about Caleb. He's a competitor, man. Deep down inside, that man is a competitor. He loves to race. He loves to win. He hates to lose. I don't know which one he likes more, loves to win or hates to lose. But I'm telling you, he's a bad boy competitor. So you get up next to him, you're going to feel it. He's going to give it to you. And he gave it to us on the weekend. And so that was a lot of fun. But that was it. I do have a question here from the audience saying, I did set up a time with Caleb. He did get sick, so he had to pull out of it. I have not got a replacement time yet. I haven't put pressure on him to kind of come onto the podcast in his own time. He'll do it. He'll make it happen. I trust him. He said he would do it. I don't know if it's going to happen in the next month or in the next 12 months, but I'm telling you it'll happen. He'll do it sometime. But that's me. Sonny, what are you up to, mate?
Yeah, so we're in Durban at the moment. It's the first long course racing for us tomorrow. We're at the Durban Grand Prix at the 50-meter pool here. So that's really exciting. We're doing some different things over here. So it's funny because you talk about Brett, and I saw them videos. Brett, Bruno, sorry, in the gym, my God, like, you know, the way he moves is impeccable. And that's something
that's what I live
Chad
for.
really.
That's why I wake up every morning and sore, and I go to practice and I smash it.
There we go. I mean, that was perfectly illustrating what I wanted to get across. And
that lat pull down video is insane.
Yeah.
Well, I like the picture.
Make sense.
I like the picture between him and Arnold flexing when you did that. That was cool.
Yeah. I don't think that was a private message. I don't think everybody saw that one.
Ooh, good for us. That's the true inside right there, huh?
That pull down he was doing, just like it was just a joke, wasn't it? It's like,
yeah, it's ridiculous. My shoulders were quivering.
But Chad's doing some good work out there. Hey, Sonny.
Yeah, so we've introduced the gym, so that's really knocked him for 6. Something he's not really ever done.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Ridiculous. He's like full beginner. I'm talking full beginner. Like, we're introducing like basic stuff, but I think it's going to really pay off.
Wow.
So we'll see how this weekend goes. But we won a pretty big set last night, 2150s. The last 5 were on 145, and he finished on a 125.0. That's a long course, just to put into perspective. For them sort of sets, I've never seen anything like it. But if you do want to see the sort of training we're doing, I'm doing vlogs almost daily at the moment of our training sessions. So if you want to see what someone like Chad does in training, then check me out on YouTube. Gym, swim, everything's like recorded now. So there's no secrets. There's no behind closed doors here.
Cool.
You can see what he's doing, and hopefully we'll have a good summer.
Follow the swimsuit guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I uploaded a couple of these videos real quick, Brett, if you want to go through them just to explain like some of the things that you were doing with Bruno in the water.
Yeah, sure.
Head down.
Honestly, this came from my talk with Herbie Beam. Like we say that. Yeah, exactly.
Arizona State.
Love Herbie.
I thought it was great. I'm learning as we go here. Like, we took that specific, 6-second work that he was talking about on the podcast, and we applied it to our training, So like, look, I'm getting as much out of these podcasts as you guys. We're just sharing information, and I'm loving it. I'm loving what other people are doing. And I think Herbie's onto something, man. It really helped us last week, and we've incorporated that into our training now. This is just trying to develop his underwater dolphin. He doesn't have a fluid dolphin kick like Caleb, and every time we're next to him on that first 15, he's crushing everybody around him. And so we've just got to get better at it. We're never going to be at Caleb's level on that first 15, but if we can, narrow the gap. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. So we're adding resistance, like with the drag socks, which is a fantastic tool to help develop that kick. And so we're just doing speed work, resisted speed work. There's that wiggle, Sonny. I've talked about that wiggle in Bruno's stroke before that I wouldn't teach. And at first I wanted to correct it out of him, but that's how he gets on his catch. He has a wiggle at the back. He snaps onto his catch. If you watch it from the back, it looks really unorthodox. If you watch it from the front, it looks super clean. So listen, it works, and we leave it.
Well, I think when you're on the tower like this too, it's even more exaggerated, right? Because of all the resistance. You can almost draw a line and show like how squiggly his body is.
Yeah, and he just has a funny shaped body. He's got really big quads. He's got thin calves. He's got kind of a big butt. He's got a big arching back. He's got a back like a gorilla. He doesn't have the longest arms, let's say, compared to some of the other boys that he races. So it's an interesting body type, and we utilize what we have and we maximize it.
For sure.
It's funny you talk about like trying to bridge the gaps in certain areas or weaknesses, because when we start in the gym with Chad, we vertical jump test every session as a bit of a showing that the gym's doing something. And his vertical jump first session, 15 inches flat.
1.5?
1.5. And just to put in perspective, Caleb Dressel is allegedly 43 inches. So like, wow. So
Yeah.
we're at 17.2 now. But like the thing is, it doesn't have to be 43. He just needs to be somewhere close because we know he's good underwater. But like every little bit closer is a big thing, right? So it's the same with the underwater kicks for Bruno, and it's going to go a long way.
It's also a great way, Sonny, to have your swimmers understand that they're tapering, so you can still do your vertical jumps throughout taper, and
Yes.
you should be that thing if it should be going up, right?
Yeah.
If it's not going up, you got a problem, but it should be going up. It's an easy way to gain that confidence in your swimmers while they're just doing their normal workouts.
Yep.
Anyway, speaking of people that can swim the 50 freestyle really fast, there's this new guy that you may or may not have heard of that is from the Cayman Islands. That's a freshman at the University of Tennessee who just he just lit up Brooks Curry last night. And I think we can watch it if you guys want to.
Yeah. Let's watch this. Sure. I've watched it a few times already.
Let's check it out. Let Kyle talk about this one.
I think it's a little loud here.
All right.
Yeah, and he just went 45 in the 100 too, right? 100 or 100 fly.
100 fly.
Yeah.
I think he was out 20 point in that.
Damn.
I actually love the angle.
He's got good underwaters. That's it, huh?
That's a good first 15.
Watch this one.
Oh,
that's
dang.
ridiculous.
Oh, that's Dressel-like.
Yep. He was in 1938 coming into this, I think. Is that right?
Was he?
Yep. 1938.
Dropping like a second and a 50. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And not only that, was he in lane 4 for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
He was
handling the pressure of his first SEC final like that and just eating it up.
I'm pretty sure Brooks Curry was 18-1 on the relay the day before as well. So
18-14.
That was a fast heat. Brooks got a PB as well, 18-6. Like sprinting in the NCAA's now is unreal. Like I don't know how many 18 points there were yesterday. I reckon there was more than 18 points in 2 meets yesterday, right?
I think we had 8 or 9, yeah. And we still have
over the 2
packs, Big 12s. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
The Cal and
I
Texas guys haven't even swum yet, and there's already 9.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you got USC. That's an easy 18, at least one.
Yeah.
Cal, easy 18, at least one. There's 2 more.
Yeah, there's probably 2 there.
Yeah. You're probably going to end up being like 5 from the Pac-12. So, I mean, imagine going 18 and then getting like 15th at NC's.
Well, didn't they say it was the fastest SEC final to make in history? It was like 19-2 to make the final.
Has to be, yeah. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all knew this was happening. We're going to happen. We've been talking about this every single live show. We can't wait. We can't wait. We can't wait. There's more people. There's more foreign people. There's 5th years. There's red shirts, the COVID, all the above, and it's just happening before our eyes. Hopefully these guys are, the COVID thing is the scariest thing still. If you get COVID, you ain't swimming. Okay, ask Bobby Fink. That's the other crazy thing. You look at those results, from Florida, and he's not even in there, right? He's not in the 500 freestyles where they put 5 dudes up there. It's just Matt Sates had a great 500 freestyle.
Matty
if you didn't get to
Sates.
see that one, I'll put the link in there right now.
Yeah, like he negative split the last 3 100s. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, and he's up against the NCAA champion and the world record holder, like the fastest guy in history and the defending champ. Like that's who he's against, and he beats them both. Like
he's so controlled. He just so controlled the entire time.
Like, I know he's swum short course meters and long course meters, but this is his 3rd 500 yard ever. Like he done 1 2 weeks ago. He went 4:31 and stopped early. He then went to heat 4:13 and 4:09.0, 3rd one ever.
Well, we kind of hoped this was going to happen, didn't we? We hoped he was going to come in and just slap some people around from the get-go and shake things up, and he has. He hasn't taken a backward step. And from what I hear, he trained through this too. He may have had a day or 2 rest, but this is not him shaved and tapered by any means. So pretty cool.
You know who else is doing really well? The Tennessee women.
Oh, Tennessee women are killing it.
Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Hi,
Kira, what's
Kira.
happening?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. We're good. Now you're over. Where are you right now?
I'm at home actually. I just got home from the States on Monday and just got from practice. Yeah, so
What
home.
city do you live in?
Uh, I live in a suburb of Amsterdam.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Beautiful. I love Amsterdam.
yes.
Well, we were just chatting about the NCAA swimming, that's going on the last couple nights. Obviously, the Tennessee women have multiple women in finals and consoles, and I guess there's actually 3 heats in there, but they're just everywhere, and they've amassed a big lead already, and it looks like they're going to be unstoppable.
I think so. I mean, looking at it, they have 3 in every A final, 3 women in every A final tonight. I mean, there's just so many points. Looks really good for them right now.
Kira, tell us this. You've swum there. You know the program. Why you think now? Why is this such a special team now? Obviously, it's built on history, and you're part of that history. But now it seems like it's all coming together for this team.
Well, I think they have been doing really well with recruiting in the last couple of years. I mean, that's why they have such an incredible freshman class right now. And I mean, it's not a secret. I'm such a big fan of the coaching staff that's currently there, especially Matt Kredich and Ashley John, which I know the best because they were my coaches as well. Um, Matt is such an amazing coach, especially for women, I think. And they're so focused on technique and doing everything right and always trying to learn and get better. So, yeah, I was actually there, what is it, 5 weeks ago in the beginning of January. And I had a talk with the current team, with all the Lady Vols, because Matt asked me if I wanted to speak with the team. And of course, I love to do that. And it was just, I don't know, they just have very good energy and they're really on a mission. And that was really, really cool to see.
Kira, from what you know, just one more thing here. From what you know, would they have fully prepared for this SEC championship, or do you think they're going to leave a little bit more in the tank for the NCAAs?
To be honest, I'm not sure if they're like fully tapered. I assume they're not, because I mean, why? I don't see why they would be. I know they're on a mission to win SECs though. Like this is their chance, I think.
They've never won,
There's
have they?
What?
They haven't won before, have they?
Oh God. Oh, this is a.
I mean, they haven't won in maybe a long time, let's say.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
my junior year, we came so close to Texas A&M, but
Right.
obviously we didn't win. But it must be at least a very long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they
All
look
right.
great. And so does NC State and UVA, who are battling out in the ACC. They're punching each other back and forth, putting multiple people up in all the events, breaking American records on both sides. I mean, the UVA men went 114 and broke the American record with 4 guys where most any normal swimming nerd would be like, who are these guys? Of course, unless they listen to Inside with Brett Hawk and they saw us at UVA interview 2 out of those 4 guys, and you get to learn about them from the beginning of the season. Yeah, they are Kate Douglas, Gretchen Walls, 21-0. I mean, it's been, I can't believe it's only day like 1, actually, one day of actual individual swimming, just 3 events down. So a lot still in store here this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of
Go for
50
it.
free depth, I mean, that women's A final was insane. I think like 21-8, got 7th at a conference meet or something like that. It's ridiculous. I mean, we knew that 200 free relay was going to be nuts too. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they go at NCs. I hope they're not tapered all the way. I mean, 221-0s is ridiculous.
And we got to keep COVID out of the locker rooms, because one little COVID, boom, the whole thing's messed up. So it's kind of throws that big monkey wrench into the whole thing. So we'll see if everyone can just stay away from the cocoa. All right.
All right,
Other than the
let's move on to
NCAA,
this
we got
next topic here. What's this next topic all about, Kira? What's going on here?
Oh wow, you took me by surprise there. Well, what actually happened is that well, the ISL threw down a new schedule, right? Or with ISL starting in June, and then going all the way through December. Oh well, first Worlds got canceled, of course, and everybody was really sad about that, me included. I was really bummed about it. And then ISL kind of filled a hole. And I remember when everybody was very upset about Worlds being canceled, everybody was saying like, "Why don't they just put it up somewhere else?" Then ISL filled the hole, and then FINA put it up somewhere else, and everybody got mad because they put up Worlds where ISL was at already. So I don't know. I would love that those two organizations would start working together and just being able to find a schedule that would work for everybody. Because that would also be better for all the athletes, I think. So what the Dutch Federation did, um, they wrote a letter to all of us and all the people that are training in the high performance center currently. We got informed by our head coach, so we got some like more information than was only in the letter, saying that, well, we are all trained in a high performance center, which are funded by our government, and our government funds those programs because they want us to win medals at Europeans, Worlds, and the Olympic Games. They don't fund it for us to go compete in the ISL, especially not if the two are conflicting with each other. So the letter said that with the current schedule, with the current rules, so that you can only miss a certain number of meets, I think, with the current ISL rules. The federation doesn't prohibit us to compete. They're not against ISL at all. Like they like the concept of ISL. I mean, we hosted it in Eindhoven, the semifinal and the final last season. That's because our federation is supporting it. But right now they're just saying the current schedule, that's just not going to be a good preparation for World Championships. And we have the European Championships in August, of course.
Right.
So, and I mean, I don't like it because I would love to compete in ISL. It's so much fun for all of us. It brings me back to like my college days. It's great. But my ultimate goal is still to be on my best in Paris in 2024, and all the tournaments that are big for me. We count Shorkers Europeans and Lankers Europeans, and Shorkers Worlds and Lankers Worlds. They're all very important. So I'm preparing to be good at those competitions. And if ISL can fit in the schedule, like if, for example, I could imagine it working out well if I would do some ISL competitions leading up to Shorkers World in December. But I hope that's going to be possible, because with the current rules and the current schedule, it seems like it's not. So
yeah, interesting. Kyle, what's your thoughts on this? Have you got questions for Kira in regards to this?
I just think it's a mess. Everything is a mess right now. And I mean, I just feel for everyone that's trying to put together a schedule for the summer. I mean, to be thrown around like that and then expect to be able to be 100% in training is a lot to ask for, and especially coming out of COVID and all that stuff. So not really any questions. Just mostly like my 2 cents would be, I'm impressed that people are still headstrong through all this. And I hope our governing bodies can figure out.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like it feels like we went from nothing to all of a sudden too much.
Everything.
And now federations are having to say, well, we're not going to do this. And it's like, hang on, there was nothing a minute ago, and now we're telling people we can't. But I mean, Kira, you would have won, and I don't want the number on it by any means, but you would have won a lot of money in the ISL. Don't you feel like there's a chance that you're going to lose a lot because of that chance being taken away from you financially?
Well, maybe directly, yes. If you look at it on a very short term, but if I would perform very well at long course worlds and long course Europeans, like if you would medal there, I mean, it brings up way more like sponsor opportunities and those kind of things indirectly. So the prize money may be higher at ISL, which, to be honest, if you at long course worlds, the prize money in the final, if you make finals, is really high as well. Like, but I think indirectly, like in my country, nobody knows what ISL is. It was very sad that in Eindhoven nobody could come watch because we were in a lockdown. Because I was really excited for people to finally be able to see like what this whole thing was all about. But for me, like if I become world champion or European champion long course, like that would be in the long run, it would be, I think, bring more money than the short-term ISL would bring.
Fair. That's a fair point. I know you can't speak for everybody around you in the center, but is that the general feeling, you think? Is there anyone that's really against the federation's decision, or right? And again, you don't need to give me names, but I just want the general feeling.
I think the general feeling is not really my point of view in this, but because, for example, I'm gonna probably swim the Mare Nostrum Tour leading into the long course worlds and long course Europeans.
Right.
And usually at the Mare Nostrum Tour, I'm in the position to be able to win money there as well. But there, only the top, the top FINA points performers usually are able to actually win some money. And most of not everybody can win money there. So if you're, I guess, in a position that you're not able to win money at those kind of competitions, I think you would profit way more from ISL than from going to those competitions. But I think most of us are sad because me too. Like, I would love to be able to do both. So it's like we're, I guess, all very torn between the two options.
Right.
Well, the one is not really an option for us anymore, I guess. But
right. Interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, I guess. Sonny, just going to you, how does Chad feel about the way the calendars kind of come together? Has he talked to you about that?
Yes. We're still looking at it. Like we don't know exactly what we want to do. We're seeing how feasible it is, depending on the schedule of events, to do world champs and ISL. That's definitely something that we've talked about, because I think Chad being the captain of our ISL team, and he really does love that team thing, similar to like Kira mentioned, and wants to not let that go. But also, there's certain implications even if he was to just not turn up at world championships. Like that's it's world championships. How can you not turn up, right? So we're still figuring out exactly how we're gonna pick, and it's we've got to start making decisions soon because everything's going to come round. I think maybe secretly we're hoping that something might budge in terms of schedules that is going to make our decisions easier. I freaking hope so. But like even with what Kira was talking about, the rules, if you're not going to go pro, you can go semi-pro, which means you can still do other meets, FINA World Cups and stuff. But it also means that you can only miss 2 or 3 events that you are asked to be part of by your head coach. But if you're up front with your head coach and say, these are the dates I'm not going to be available on when it comes to ISL, then that can be worked out. If someone said to us at Energy Standard, like, we can't be coming to these meets, but we will commit to these meets, then we're still that still can be, ticking the boxes as far as I am reading into the rules. I'm no more savvy than any of you guys, but that's how I interpreted things. Because, people like last season, we had James Guy and he said, look, I'm not coming to the regular season, but I'll be there at playoffs. And we're like, cool. So, if someone like that come in and someone like Kira said, I'm not going to be able to come during the regular season, but I'll be there for playoffs leading into World Short Course, I don't see why teams wouldn't take her. And I don't know, I feel like the way that the Netherlands have handled it and just saying no one can make up their own mind on things is a bit strong.
Yeah, but the reason is that, like, our government, the good training opportunities we get and the professional center we have is funded by the government. You can train in another spot. That's fine. Like, you can do that. You can choose to train with a club in another country. But if you train in like a government funded facility, like, I understand the point. I might not be happy with it, but I do get it.
Who's your coach right now, Kira?
Mark Faber. Faber.
Okay, Mark. Yep, perfect. You happy there? You're going to stay there, you think, until Paris?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, tell me this. I got one more question for you real quick. Tell me somebody on this Tennessee women's team that we should look out for. You might know them a little bit better than we do. Is there anyone you can pinpoint, you say that person is doing some really good stuff?
Well, I mean, Ellen Walsh won a medal at Short Course Worlds, and now last night she won the 200 IM, and she's seeded first for the 4 IM final tonight, and second for the 100 fly final, if I remember correct. Like, and she's a freshman, but the whole freshman class, they had 3 wins last night, and all 3 of those were freshmen. Yep. That's crazy. Yep. Imagine how good that class will be in a couple of years. So I'm very excited to be following that in the upcoming years.
She's Irish, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to continue here. Kira, we appreciate you popping in and being here. Thank you very much for stopping by and sharing your thoughts. Good luck to Tennessee. I hope they do win the trophy. And I'll just a little thing here from someone. Sam said they won in 1920 season. So I guess they are.
Was that the first COVID? Was that the COVID season?
It was. That was.
Would have been right before it. Yeah.
Right before COVID. Yeah.
Right,
when was your last season, Kira?
Canceled. I'm sorry?
When was your last season for Tennessee?
15, 16. No, 16, 17. 16, 17.
Yeah, it's all right. I forget. It all blends in too, don't worry. COVID messed everything up anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, the last couple of years, NCAA has been weird.
All right, well, we're going to continue. Kira, I appreciate you popping in. Thanks a lot. We'll catch up with you again, all right?
You guys have a good night or day for you guys then.
All right.
Thanks, Kira.
All right, cool.
Well, that was awesome.
Right. Yeah, interesting, hey?
Some good inside info there from someone who actually received the email, kind of straight from the horse's mouth, which is always good. All right, what else we got? We got some Australian news. Down under.
What's happening down under?
I don't know. You tell me. Cody Simpson got a new training partner?
Apparently, you're the one that tells me this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a new training partner, unless Cody's switching events to the 400 IM and the 400 freestyle. But Brendan Smith's coach, who just retired? Who was his coach? Wayne Laws?
Oh, Wayne Laws, yeah.
I think he retired, and that's why he's Brendan's making the move to go swim with Boley. And I mean, he's got a whole pool full of great swimmers out there.
Yeah.
And then the other big news down under is Karen Perkins, who left, he was the president. He left Swimming Australia and Tracy Calkins, Tracy Stockwell, is now the president of Swimming Australia. So always feels good, when you can have the greatest female swimmer ever from America become the president of Australia.
Yeah, I don't know much about her. Kyle, do you know anything about her?
No, not a ton.
Yeah, I don't.
No,
I don't know
she's
much
got a T in between the S and O. That's all I know.
That's all I know too. I know she swam at Florida. I know she married an Australian legend as well, Mark Stockwell. Actually, speaking of, Mark Stockwell the one that finished second to Rowdy in the 100 freestyle at the '84 Olympics?
It'll be
Mark
close because
Stockwell?
Rowdy's 63 today, and Mark Stockwell's like 59 or 60 or something. So
Yeah.
they're right in the same age.
Rowdy, happy
Yeah,
birthday,
Mark,
legend.
Mark got the silver in the 100 free in '84, and 2 more medals in the relays.
Okay.
See, it's
There
all
you go.
coming together here.
There it is on Rowdy's
Yeah.
birthday. Makes
And
sense.
yeah, Tracy won
All right.
3 golds in the medley events.
We also got some other. I don't know how figure skating got on to the swimming podcast, but here we are talking about figure skating. This 15-year-old Russian girl tested positive for the same drug that Sun Young tested positive for. It's a little heart drug that gives you the ability to train a little harder, get that endurance up. And for some reason, the IOC is letting her compete. She competed last night or this morning. Then they said if she did get a medal, they wouldn't give her the medal. She competed. She didn't do so hot. She got 4th place. Didn't have to do the whole not do the podium ceremony thing. But I mean, I don't even know why I brought this up, to be honest, because I think all 4 of us here are thinking the same thing that all these listeners are thinking, and this is just stupid. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. It's hurting everything that is the Olympic movement. You're just letting this person who's from the nation that's known to be the worst dopers in the whole world, and you're letting her compete.
I don't know, Kyle. What are you thinking, man?
I hate it. I want to know what the logic was behind letting her compete and not medal. I mean, I get that we talked about it before the podcast started. She's 15. Think what you will about that. When you were 15, when anyone listening was 15, I mean, even thinking of who I was at 25, I was stupid. And hopefully I'll think the same about 27 in 2 years. But I mean, you got to feel for the athletes that are competing. The amount of noise that you're generating, letting her skate, and then everyone's thinking about what's going to happen if she gets silver, is she going to be on the podium, is it going to be an empty spot? I mean, that amount of noise for someone for these athletes that have competed their entire life to be in this moment, and then have someone that literally tested positive just be allowed to compete. I want to know the logic. I know we'll never get it, but
well, what did they say? They said that there would be irreparable damage to her reputation or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the damage is already done, regardless if she skates or not in that final, right? She's tested positive, and
it doesn't
honestly,
change anything. Yeah,
I mean, we all feel bad for her. She's 15 years old. Do you think she's knowingly and willingly doping herself?
Well, that's it. And that's my perspective there is that, I think we should stop looking at her and saying she shouldn't compete, she shouldn't skate. What we should be saying is who gave her drugs? Because there's no way she went to her coaches and said, you know what, guys, I think I want to win the Olympics at 15. And the only way I'm going to be able to do it is if I take these drugs. So can you give them to me? That didn't happen. She probably didn't even know. And so to blame this poor girl, I think what we need to do is have an investigation into her inner circle, or maybe even beyond that. I mean, the Russian Federation has been implicated in systematic drug taking in the past. There's a documentary out on it. I mean, they've been banned. They're not allowed to compete under their own flag. So, I mean, we know this stuff. So stop blaming this poor girl. Let's get some heat back on the Russian Federation again here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so put yourself in her skates. Just quick pun. I mean, imagine being of that age, competing at the Olympics, and then all of a sudden you pop.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine just coming back positive in general without knowing it. I mean,
Didn't
being
even know.
15
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're like headlines everywhere. And
And it
you're
wasn't
like,
just one drug; it was 3 drugs.
three,
She tested positive
yeah.
for 3
Was it
drugs.
really?
Now,
3 drugs?
2 of them were legal, apparently, but that's a lot of drugs in a little girl.
Yeah.
I mean, that's too
I
many.
mean, I can't
That's
imagine
weird.
that. That would be, I mean, I don't even know what it's comparable to. That
It's
like
not.
people
Oh.
could, yeah, I mean, that's insane.
I think the IFC's sort of the way they've dealt with this is so bad, just because if they're looking at the irreparable things that can be done, if she was to win at 15, having been allowed to compete, she'd have got booed, hated. The internet would have been a riot of just terrible things being said about this young girl. That's irreparable. You know, thankfully she didn't get a medal, but you know that's neither here nor there. And I don't know how figure skating works. Did she take someone's final spot? I don't know. But if you can't even fly a flag of Russia at the Olympics, then how the hell, you know, are they letting her? It's like all these things are soft, almost like Fugazi. It's like they're banned, but they're there. You know, they foul, but they keep competing. And I don't know how I feel. Like I know some of the Russian guys, and they're great. So I'm not anti-Russia or anything, but you know, it's not okay that a 15-year-old girl's being positive for drugs, because I've seen some of the best, you know, young female British athletes from Russia, and they would have no idea. If they ever come out, then I'd be shocked, because these girls are the most innocent, fun, you know, young kids that I've ever met, and there's no way they're doing anything malish. So I can't speak for Camilla, but I agree with your sentiment. There's no way she's actively doing anything.
The other sad thing, Sonny, is she should have won, because she's technically the best skater out there. Everyone was saying the only reason why she didn't win is because she fell over, and probably she fell because of the pressure. But technically, when you watch this girl skate, she's on a whole nother stratosphere. I mean, she does crazy stuff out on the ice. So she's obviously naturally freakishly gifted as well. And she trains probably like nobody's business. So, you know, why did she even need the drugs, really? I mean,
it's exactly that. It's kind of sad. And even if she hadn't made, I don't know how needed performance enhancers are needed for figure skating, but even if she didn't take them or hadn't been taking them and she didn't win this one, by the time she's at, you know, 19, next Olympics, whatever, you know, give her a career, give her an opportunity to shine. It's almost like you've taken away her career now. She's always going to be tainted now. She's always going to be tarnished, no matter what she does, because someone's not actually allowed her to develop. And, you know, if we're talking about a freakishly awesome, gifted person, then they didn't need anything, but they didn't get that option. And that's kind of the sad thing about this situation. If you know, everything is on face value.
All right, that's enough about figure skating. But Camilla, I hope you don't have to be doped up anymore by whoever's doing it to you.
Yeah, I agreed. I think we all agree on that one.
All right, keeping it moving here. It's Townley time, baby. You know, one of the great 200 freestylers in American history. Townley Haas is retiring at just turned 25 just a few months ago. Sonny, you've been watching him swim over there against y'all for Cali Condors?
Yeah.
You hang out with him at all?
I haven't. I don't know him. I remember seeing him win the ISL final 2 years ago, the Budapest one, in 140.4, 200 freestyle. Absolutely sublime. I remember the 129.5. I remember watching that live. Also sublime. I don't know the saying about great 200 freestylers stopping early. Yannick Agnel, I mean, he's tarnished in different ways now, but that's not today's topic. But another one that stopped really early. Ian Thorpe also stopped really early. You know him, Brett. But no, 200 freestylers careers aren't that good and on that long. Sorry, but man, he was a great swimmer. I think Carl, you've definitely spent the time with him, right? You're down Texas way.
Yeah. I mean, great dude. And I mean, he was in that era of like barrier breaking, right? I mean, we had this like, I don't know, 4 or 5 year period where all of a sudden people are going, I mean, like 131, 130, 129. And then now we've got Dean doing it. And now I tweeted yesterday. I mean, I was watching just looking at the results from the 800 free relays. And I was like, I had a thought. Not even anyone went 129. And I was like, that's insane that I'm even thinking about that, even at conference meets. And I mean, Townley and Dean and those guys are the reason for that. You know, and then now, I mean, they kind of kicked it off. I don't know if you guys have any insight into, I mean, maybe like going sub 150 in the 2 breast, but it was like all of a sudden, all these barriers were just gone. And I don't know, maybe it was something in like a lag from an Olympic push or something like that. But no, I mean, great guy. His freestyle is beautiful. I mean, it looks like he's not trying. He's just floating on the water.
How do you go
Mine was the opposite.
129? How do you go 129 with Townley's turns?
That's a good question.
It's insane.
Yeah.
No, so Townley's from Richmond, Virginia. Okay, 90 minutes right up the road. I watched him swim since he was very little, all the way up. I even think I was the one that said, like, watch out, he's going to win Olympic trials in the 200 freestyle back in 2016, and that's what he did. He swam for Jeff Brown at Nova, who they are known for grinding. They work really, really hard. And you got to work really, really hard when you swim the 200 freestyle and the 400 freestyle. I always thought like maybe he would try to drop down and do 100. I think he even got down to like 48 mid or so. But I guess my thought is he's probably pretty tired. It is a grind to be doing that sort of work year in, year out, day in, day out. We just saw him at down in Texas not too long ago, 6 months ago. And yeah, I mean, when you see someone retired only 25 years old, everyone says like, "Oh, what's going on?" But I don't know. Personally, my guess is he's just tired, man. It's taken a lot to train those events. And then the next group of kids comes up, and that's the first event, right? Yeah, like Popovich went 47.3 in the 100, but Brett kept saying the entire time, that's the 200. It's the 200. It's the 200. And he almost won the 200. And you got those. That's like the event for a young person. You don't see super old people swimming the 200 freestyle.
Yeah.
Anyways, I loved watching Townley swim all these years. And
Bruno Fratis up in the comments section.
It's true.
booyah.
Pro swimmers, yeah. Yes. I don't know why I pulled that one back up. Yeah.
All
Interesting.
right. Townley, good luck, buddy. Hope you you find whatever your next career is outside of swimming. We'll miss you, but don't stay away. We got to try to get him on the pod. He's a funny guy. I think he's a normal, funny guy.
Yeah, we'll get him on. I actually recruited him, and he's one of those guys that, the word on the street was he was going to Texas, and it was like, as you're recruiting him, you kind of like, he would actually fit really well at Texas. Like go to Texas, and then he goes to Texas, and it's just like a perfect match. Like, when swimmers find their place, like Townley Haas at Texas with Eddie is like, that's the way it's meant to be, just leave that one alone. Let him go to swim for Eddie. That's perfect, and it's the way it ended up,
Makes me think of David Walters, actually. Same exact type of situation.
It's Eddie's prototype. That's him. If you pinpoint a guy that's Eddie's guy, it's like Townley Haas. Yep, that's him, So good pick. I know Kyle's got a run here, so let's wrap this one up.
It's a good one to end on. I mean the GOAT.
The guy.
I already tweeted his Rowdy Cam video to him. I think he was watching the last time I was on. So if he is, happy birthday, Rowdy. We all appreciate you.
He says he watches this almost every single week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we get a comment.
Somebody's not in the comment section. But actually, we have I don't know how we're going to do this yet, but that poster right there that Brett has.
This one?
Yep. We have an extra copy of it. Don't ask me how I got it, time machine from the 1980s. But if you would like to win this poster of Rowdy Gaines showing off his Olympic medals from 1984, I don't know. Why don't you post your favorite picture of Rowdy on Instagram, say happy birthday to him, and tag us all, and we'll pick somebody. And we'll contact you, get your address. We'll ship you out a poster of Rowdy Gaines.
The legend. Love this man. He's like a father away from my father from me. There's a couple of guys that looked after me at Auburn. It was David Marsh and Rowdy Gaines. This guy, I'm proud to know him very personally, and feel like he's always got my back, and love this man. So happy birthday, Rowdy. You're a good one.
Happy birthday, Rowdy.
Yep.
All right,
All right.
guys.
Hey, you want to
Good to
mention
see
this
you.
one real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, Vasa.
Vasa Trainer is our new sponsor. You can use code Brett at checkout, BRETT, and receive 10% off anything inside the store. How good is that shirt, by the way?
Is it 10% off?
Yeah,
Or
it's
is it-
10%
yeah, it's
off
10%
anything,
off, yeah.
everything and anything. Yep.
Yeah, I love this shirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
me
just
too.
fits.
I'm gonna check out what brand it is and maybe put our t-shirts on it because it's like it fits better. It's a little longer, for us swimmers. It's nice and soft. I love it. It's
All right, check out Kyle on Twitter, especially. Check out Sonny on YouTube. Get on there, guys. A lot of good content coming out. Some fast racing. Are we going to see? Is anyone going to go under 40 seconds, Kyle, in the men's 100 freestyle? Are we at that
Under
level?
40? Relay splits too?
I mean,
I'll take a relay split.
No.
I think Brooks Curry is going to go under 40.
Yeah,
Not from a flat start, but on a relay, he's going to go under 40. If he can go 18-1 on the back of that relay, he can go 39.
Yeah, I mean, we got to play the game of is he going to swing or is he going to flat start though? Depends on how good your start is. That's the thing with Dressel. We always got his lead off. We got like one. It was on the medley. He went like 17-3. I wish we had gotten more opportunities to see if he could go like 16-9 or 100 free would have been sick. Like a 38-9 or like a 39-2. It's just that doesn't compute. But no, I think we see some 40-point lows.
Quickly, I mean, you've looked at results today. What's the one event that's going to really pop tonight at finals anywhere around the country? What do you think?
I like the men's 100 fly. After Jacob popped off yesterday, I don't trust that was everything. I think we could see some fireworks in that race.
Nice.
Look at Orlando.
Yeah, I think that race is
he
going to be
has the
sick.
fastest 50 fly split, like one of the fastest 50 fly splits ever.
19,
Also, Kate Douglas PB'd.
I think he was out. What was
Kate
he
Douglas?
out in the 100?
Kate Douglas PB'd in the 100 fly 49.9 as well this morning in the heats.
Yeah, and she's just going slow.
She could go 49 low.
Yeah.
She could get close to Maggie in the 100 later.
Well, actually, that's the other thing we didn't even mention was Claire Curzan. She broke the American record just a few days ago. She went 49.2 in the 100 fly. I think you're right. I think Kate Douglas will break that tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So there's your two.
Yeah.
There's your two predictions.
Cool. All right. Good stuff, guys. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Cheers,
Good
boys.
to see you guys. Have fun.